It's the new hit list on 102.7 KIIS FM. My name is Kayla, and I have a very special guest today, Kylie Cantrall. Hi.
What's up?
The hat, love it. So
Thanks,
cute.
Girl. Thank you. It's giving cold today, so I was like,
Yeah.
I'm bringing out the fur. I'm in my winter vibe.
They're
right
talking
now.
about we're not going to see sun in Southern California for like the next week.
What is happening right now? Like, I thought this was LA.
Right? The whole country, first of all, is kind of under like a weird weather.
Right.
Over in the East Coast, you see how they have all that snow. People are like trapped.
Oh,
It's like,
seriously, I don't know how they're doing it right now. And I feel like we're so spoiled here.
I know.
Because, like, anything that's under, like, 70
Right.
degrees, I'm like, guys, it's chilly. I need to bring out a puffer.
right. We're complaining and they're like trapped in snow and we don't have no sun and then we're upset about it.
Literally.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the new hit list. I'm so excited to talk to you, talk about you. So for the people who are just now discovering your music for the first time, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I grew up as a dancer. That was like my my first love. And I started like releasing some music when I was like 10 years old. I put out like my first ever original song on YouTube. It was called Sleep is for Suckers. That's what I was going through at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just like consistently dropping music, and then also like Disney came along, and I, was also diving into acting as well, and had like my Disney show and was releasing singles through Disney Channel. And yeah, I've just been like consistently releasing music, and like that's always been my number one priority. Like since I was little, like I would put on performances like by myself in my room, like picturing I was performing for thousands of people at Staples Center. So this was always my dream to be a musician. And I think coming from that dance background, it really influences my sound. Mm-hmm. And I want my music to feel empowering and fun and like very girl power and danceable. And yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
You are very heavy into acting. I mean, you have been in a lot of things, but you say like music is your priority. Do you prefer singing over acting?
See, people always ask me that, and it is a hard question because I think that they are so different, but they also like lend to one another. I think it does come from the same place of just like creativity and performing. It does lend themselves to one another. But yeah, I would say singing has always been like my main like first love. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and you're amazing at it.
Thank
Who
you.
were some of your inspirations growing up? Who did you idolize?
Ooh, I feel like my like number one has always been Miss Rihanna.
Of course.
My dad and I have this inside joke because I was like always obsessed with Rihanna as a kid, but my favorite song to cover was Please Don't Stop the Music, but I would pronounce it like, please don't stop the music, because I was like a little kid and couldn't pronounce it.
Cute.
But I just remember loving Rihanna, like Beyonce, of course, like all the queens. And I'm also just like super inspired by like 90s, like Brandy, Janet Jackson, and like Pharrell. And I think that, my dad's also in music, and like he did such a good job of like really exposing me to so many different types of genres and eras. And I think that that's like helped me so much, just having this vast knowledge of like music that has come before me.
So what genre do you prefer when it comes to your own music? I mean, obviously you are a pop star, but would you ever dip and dab into R&B or soul or whatever, since you do love those things?
Totally. I see myself just kind of all across the board. I think that that's the cool thing, especially about like my generation. I think that like really there's no box. Like you don't have to put yourself in a box. I think that people, are exposed to so many kinds of genres. So people are so much more open to, I guess just like, not feeling like you have to fit into this one certain thing. And I think that that's like really exciting. Like I think my sound is ever evolving and changing. And as I grow, I definitely want to dip into more things. But right now it's been like pop, R&B. That's kind of my vibe.
Okay, nice. I love asking this question because I think it's so interesting when it comes to just seeing the trajectory of people's careers. What was that first album that you bought with like your own money that you loved listening to when you were younger? I would say for me, it was like a Bow Wow album.
Period.
That was like my first album, right? But
Amazing
what about
first
you?
album.
Like, and did that album, influence the way, your music?
I feel like it was definitely like a Rihanna.
Okay.
Probably Good Girl Gone Bad.
Oh,
like
okay.
that album with like Umbrella, like all of those like like classic hit songs. Like I just remember that, like, so much of my childhood was just me, like, singing Rihanna songs. So definitely, like, that album for
She
sure.
was so many people's idols. Still is.
She still is
queen,
my idol.
and she needs to drop some music this year.
She is mother.
Absolutely. So you were just named on People Magazine's Emerging Artist list, which is kind of crazy. Did that come as a surprise?
It did. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, this is actually insane. Like, I've been reading People articles and I was familiar with this list. So the fact that I was even on there, even considered, I think was so cool. And yeah, seeing myself as number 2, I was like, oh my God, it's definitely a pinch me moment for sure.
That's crazy. And you're only 18, correct?
Yes.
That's crazy. So who were the people that definitely were your backbone and your support? Because to accomplish as much as you have at such a young age, I mean, you have to have a strong support system.
Right. That's everything. And like, my dad who's here, he's literally bestie. But no, I think I have such incredible people around me, and my team is just so supportive. And I think that is the biggest thing, is like this industry is definitely it's wild in the sense that, you know, it's so up and down. Nothing's guaranteed. So I think having that strong support system around you, I think, is everything. And yeah, I definitely owe it to my incredible team and my friends. They're the best.
I love that. So when I was, researching you and stuff and looking at your social media, I saw that you do this segment, and it's like the 10-minute song. So
Yes.
you ask your fans to give you 3 songs, and then you come up with a song in 10 minutes. How did you come up with that concept?
So it was something I was kind of just doing on my own already as just a writing exercise. I really heavily got into songwriting about 2 years ago. I think, I don't know. I feel like it's so funny how like we put ourselves and we give ourselves like our own limitations. And I always thought like, oh, songwriting is like hard. Like I'm just going to stick to like singing and dancing. Like I don't know if I'll ever dip into that. But really when I turned 16, I, was going through like my relationships and boys. And I suddenly had this urge. I was like, oh my God, like I need to write about this. And then that's when I like got my little songwriting book and I started like dipping my toes into songwriting. And yeah, I started doing this, timing myself like, okay, like I need to sit down and I'm going to like time myself for 10 minutes and try to get this song done, at least like a chorus or a verse. And I just found it to be so helpful, and it really kept me focused. And, I was showing my dad the songs I would come up with, and he was like, these are really good. Like, you should start, like, taping this process, because I think people would find it really interesting. So that's what I started doing, and then I would incorporate my fans into it when I would ask them to give me 3 words.
Yeah.
And it's just been such a fun experience to bond with my fans in this way, and seeing them get excited about, like, oh, my God, you used my 3 words. Like, I just love that it's really connected me and my fans, and they're involved in the writing process with me.
And then you developed that segment into a EP, correct?
Yes,
okay,
I did.
Can you tell us about the EP?
Yes, so I put out an EP in December, actually on Christmas Day, called the 10-minute song EP. This was something that my fans, because I started this series like a year ago, and the videos were, doing really well, and people were like, girl, you gotta like turn these into real songs. And, for the longest time I was like, but are they good enough to be real songs? Like just, being my own biggest critic. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna turn these into real songs, but people just kept asking me, and I was like, you know what? I should just do it. If anything, it's just my gift to my fans. And I'm so happy I did, because I really love the songs. And it was just such a fun process getting to turn them into full songs and seeing them shape into what they are today.
Yeah,
so,
it's fun to watch. I love it. I'm
Thanks,
watching all of them. Like, this is very, very creative. I love it so much. So you have a new song out. It's called Put the Record On.
Yes.
I love the song. As soon
Thank
as it was sent to
you.
me, I said, I want this girl on the show, because this song is like a vibe. It's
Thank
poppy.
you.
It's upbeat. When you created the song, what was the vibe that you were hoping that people would take it as?
So that one did come from my 10-minute series, as you know. And I feel like you can tell in the song, it's very inspired by like 2000s, Pharrell, JT, like Timberland, like that era. Super dancey. And, I found it literally was a type beat I found on YouTube. And I was like, oh, this is such a vibe. Like, I feel like this would be so cool to just create kind of like a nostalgic dance track. And yeah, it was really cool how it turned out, and I'm so happy that it got a really good response when I first posted the video of like me writing it in 10 minutes. It like got to like 3 million views, like what felt like overnight. And I was like, oh, shoot, like people really like this one.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy I finished it, and the response has been incredible.
Oh my gosh, I love this song. It's amazing. So is there more to come?
Oh, yes. So much more to come. I have another single coming out next month. It's called Elastic. I've been teasing this song forever, and my fans are like, girl, where is it? So I'm really excited for that to come out. It's also super dancey, a little bit R&B. And then my debut EP coming out later in the summer.
Yay!
So all exciting things, but it's going to be a big music year for sure.
So this is the new hit list, and we're always promoting new things, new artists, new songs. So is there anybody on your playlist that you think people should know about? Maybe they're very low key and maybe they haven't been discovered yet, that you think that people should know about?
That's such a good question. There's this dude, he keeps popping up on my For You page. His name's Malcolm Todd.
Okay.
And like his sound is like very like Steve Lacy inspired, but like he has some incredible songs, and like, yeah, you should go check him out.
Malcolm Todd, I love it. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This song is great. We're going to keep streaming it. Would love for you to come back again when you have another new
girl,
song.
anytime. I'm there.
Thank you so much, girl.
Thanks, girl.
It's the new hit list on KIIS.